What were you doing when you were in elementary school? The hip-hop MD was busy getting straight A's, racking up perfect attendance, playing Sega Genesis, and listening to Wu-Tang. But I clearly should have been doing this. Today, thousands of students from cities and countries all across the globe are not in class studying history or doing pop quizzes. They're right here protesting about the lack of action towards climate change.
It's not going to come from Donald Trump. It's going to come from you. It's going to come from us overthrowing the system that is the source of these problems. Do you feel me?
The reason I climate strike is because the earth is burning before our very eyes. Adults, the one with the power, just sit and watch it burn. I climate strike because the adults are ruining the world for future generations.
Science has your back. Your right to be out here. Your right to speak out. You're absolutely right to demand action, and you're absolutely right to school strike. Rising air temperatures, increasing ocean heat, steadily melting ice sheets and glaciers, accelerating sea level rise. Over the Earth's 4 billion years, there have been 5 mass extinctions. 4 were driven by climate change, and we're now in the midst of a 6th. And this one is entirely 100% human caused.
Climate change is one of the largest threats our world is facing. But I'm a scientist, so I can speak on this topic for hours. So let's see what the youth know. Hip-Hop MD, Hip-Hop Science, I am with Ali and Miles. Can you guys tell us a little bit about this march, your involvement in it, and the importance of this march?
This march is really important because right now the climate is incredibly threatened.
It is.
It's dying.
And we're the generation that's going to be faced with the most problems because of that.
Right now there's not nearly enough political action, and that's what we're asking for.
What do you think actually should be implemented as far as policies that could affect climate change?
The Green New Deal that Cortez brought up, that would be like amazing for their climate.
Yeah. And then the other bill that's currently in Congress is the carbon tax, which is also backed by CCL, which is also really awesome because it's going to completely reduce carbon emissions, which is our biggest problem right now.
Why do you think so many don't believe in climate change?
Money.
It's inconvenient. It's shocking to recognize how much threat we're faced with, and I think that for a lot of people in power, it's not something that they want to deal with.
Oil companies have a big monopoly over the government. The government is like, oh, you want something, donate to me, and then I'll do what I can for you.
What can we do as individuals to help the problem of climate change?
There are certain foods and there are ways that we spend our money that are really contributing to carbon, and I think that voting with your dollar is something that people can really pay attention to.
Reusable water bottles, because plastic water bottles are so bad. Not eating meat as much. You don't have to stop, but you can eat less.
The importance of marches like this is just raising awareness, because a lot of times it's easy to put a blind eye behind topics like this that affect our society. So I applaud you guys for being a part of this and making your voices heard. So big props.
Thank you. This turnout is amazing, and I'm really
It's absolutely amazing. There's so many people here,
Exactly.
and all across the world, because this is not just happening here. This in cities and countries all across the world, right?
That's the most important thing, is that it's not just us, it's everywhere else.
I saw a little girl in a stroller holding a sign that said "Save Our Future," and it's something that adults can't ignore.
Having a world that exists as beautiful as it is right now for the upcoming generation, for you guys to be able to thrive in and to be able to love and appreciate as much as we do, that's important.
Climate change is so broad, and you just have to pick something and then keep fighting for it. Because if all of us fight for one thing and together, that's when the movement really starts to happen.
Be fearless in your marching, be fearless in your advocacy against climate change.
It is shameful that our city leaders and many of our elders have not stepped up to the plate. It is so refreshing to see you all together, united with this critical analysis that many of our elders do not have.
There are those out there who think and do not act, but the first step is thinking about it because so many people don't.
When people aren't educated, they kind of believe the first thing that they see, and oftentimes that's misinformation.
The ocean itself is heating up and changing chemically, and that is horrifying, and I think that if we could find out a direct way to solve that would at least help us hold on to sushi for a bit longer.
My main idea of helping the planet, of my knowledge,
It's marijuana, actually, marijuana. Paper products, construction, molded plastic. We see plastic bags, we see fishes and turtles dying, getting fucking, sorry, oh my God.
No, it's all, you're passionate. You're passionate. It's okay to be passionate. Here with Jackson, I just ran into him. I stopped him from getting his lift. He's gonna cost him $5 to do this interview. He talked really quickly about how he's trying to incorporate hip-hop elements into science. And I'm like, well, I'm the hip-hop MD. We should collaborate. Can you tell us a little bit about what you're trying to do and how you're trying to infuse hip-hop?
So I'm trying to write an infotainment series on the sustainability that so many different businesses are investing in. When we watch freestyle dancers, we notice that they're really reacting. They're reacting to the music, to the people, the crowd energy, the environment. We want to take that and say that the free market should also know to react to the huge demand that we have in sustainability.
What's your favorite hip-hop artist?
Mortal Technique.
Mortal Technique. No way, you're the Mortal. I found a Mortal Technique fan. Oh my God, that's so dope.
We are not naive, silly youth that believe in some dreamlike future. We are calling our politicians to be courageous. When young people take to the streets, take to our courts, and take to our polls, change follows. That's why we see a wave of young, progressive Democrats of color taking office, standing in solidarity, understanding how environmental justice is social justice, is racial justice.
I've been involved in the climate, environmental, social justice movement since I was a little kid, and really using hip-hop as a platform and a tool to tell my story, speaking at the United Nations, giving TED Talks, mobilizing young people around the world around climate justice and climate action, breaking down the story around this crisis and really teaching people what it's about. Going to these kind of events as a little kid, 7, 8, 9, 10 years old, it was all old white people.
Exactly, there weren't people that look like us that were out there.
Bro. Yep. And I was like, where are all the brown kids at? Where are the little kids that look like me that speak Spanish? And if you look at statistically, demographics of people most affected by sea level rise, by natural disasters, by floods, by the wildfires, that's people that look like us.
Exactly. Are you missing school to be here today? Which one's more important, PE or climate change?
Climate change.
Exactly. The youth are our future, and the actions that we apply or don't apply today can greatly affect their generation. It's important that we hear their voices and do everything that we can to preserve this beautiful earth that we call home so they can enjoy it just as much as we have. I'm the Hip Hop MD. This is Hip Hop Science. We're off to our next science mission.